Hey folks, it is Vince the Evil DM. This is another episode of Railguns and Dragons. I'm here with another addition to the series. We're going at 50 videos, 51 after today. Strong videos with Palladium Fantasy and Heroes Unlimited. Still continuing along with Fantasy 1E. Would like to get into some more things on Fantasy 1E. I am currently prepping and reading to do a Beyond the Supernatural 1E game with a couple players. Might stream it here on the channel. Maybe put it up as a video. I'm not quite sure what we want to do at the moment, but it's only going to be a handful, like 3 players in the Beyond the Supernatural world. I kind of like the first edition rules a little bit better than the second edition rules because it does have the magic supplements in it, and it also the rules, I don't know, it just, to me, it makes a little more sense, and it really depends on the person that is running the game and what they like. Again, I'm an old school Palladium person. I enjoy the rules that were prior to when they started merging it into Rifts. Not that there's anything wrong with it that you like to play that. I don't mind at all. Some people want to play newer Rifts or the newer games. I'll play them, no problem. I just like it when it was a little bit simpler and everybody's book was kind of self-contained into like its own thing, so to speak, and some books were kind of cross-compatible with one another. I get the idea of having a megaverse and having everything cross into one, so it's easy just to bring characters from here or there into the game with a conversion book, or not sometimes, but I like the older editions. Those are the ones that I grew up playing. Those are the ones I really enjoyed myself, so I don't have a problem going over them. I want to show people that there's still a lot of fun and love to be had in these older games. So that's why I look at the older games. I'm an old school player. I grew up in the 80s playing these games. Beyond the Supernatural, Palladium Fantasy, the original Rifts. Though I have grown, the newer Rifts has grown on me as I've been reading that as well. But I do like the Beyond the Supernatural, back to that 1E rules, a little bit better than 2E rules. And I'm sure talking about it, Steve from House of BTS is going to be like, well, you know, he's the big aficionado, an unofficial aficionado of Beyond the Supernatural, and hopefully he's doing well. Probably at this point this week, he's going to Palladium Open House, which I unfortunately am not able to attend due to a new job. So good luck to me, but bad luck on not being able to attend an open house, which I was kind of looking forward to going to. But anyway, let's get into the nick of things here. I guess you want to call it that, whatever. We're going to talk about the Alchemist this time. Not sure if I really covered this or went over this in much detail when I was going over the original core book. I think I may have skipped it, mostly because I didn't think it was so necessary to go over it. But some people asked me about why and this and that. So decided to go over it in this book since it came up again because it's updated. What is the Alchemist and what is his purpose? Basically, the Alchemist is your non-playing character, magic store, magic broker, specialized guy, magic store, traveling salesman type person that the GM can use to add a little bit of spice to his campaign, a little bit of drama, a little bit of maybe even a mission giver too, if you want to go that route. He specializes in selling all types of magic, from potions to scrolls to weapons to artifacts, but at a steep price. This is not available for a PC or a player character at all. This is an NPC only exclusive class. There also are some heavy requirements for this class, such as you must be a level 6 wizard, a level 6 diabolist, and a third level summoner, level 3rd. Ugh. Before even considering to apply for this or start to study for this OCC, because you have to know backgrounds and fields of magic and mystic and medical stuff and herbs, and you pretty much just can't escape doing nothing. So anyway, generally there are going to be some type of ancient human or some type of dragon that's transformed hiding, or possibly some type of elf. Generally they're going to be a dick, guaranteed. Based on the description here, they're going to be a jerk, they're going to be a dick. They're basically an anarchist or evil in some type of alignment. As I said, basically is for the GM to add some spice to the campaign and screw with the players if he wants to as well. Give them magic items, take away magic items, things like that. You have no obligation to provide any magical weapon to any player in your campaign according to these rules, and it even tells you that here. You have no obligation whatsoever. The game master says, no, feel right here. Make any magical items available to players. It's your game. Do whatever you want with the game. So there is some interesting advice in here on the availability, I can't say that fast, of magic and how to handle magic items in your campaign. And if you kind of screw up and give out items and go, damn, shouldn't have give Tim or Tom or Jess that magical sword. Now what do I got to? What can I do to get rid of this magical item? And there's some minor advice in here, and after years of playing role-playing games, it's a little bit on the evil side, which I am the evil DM, but it is solid advice as far as what you can do and how you can get it away from them. I mean, heck, in AD&D, the solution that Gary Gygax came up to powerful magical weapons was a leprechaun to come steal it away from the players in the middle of the night. And the leprechaun was a pain in the ass, so why not? If you have problems with magical weapons and you gave it away and it's breaking your campaign, talk to your group. Talk to the player and let them know, hey, this item I gave you, unfortunately, I'm going to have to restrict, take away, or come to a compromise with you because it's breaking the campaign and not making it fun for me as a GM at all. I understand maybe you may be having fun because you're overpowering everything. And in order for me to get around that, I'm going to have to provide something really powerful to fight you, which will slaughter the rest of the group. So generally, if you talk to a player, they will probably come to some compromise with you. Or you can just be a dick and take it away from them, have it stolen in the middle of the night somehow. Or all of a sudden reveal that there's a part of the weapon that there's a giant curse on it. Or, as in most games in Palladium, or most games, magic equals power. Power attracts attention. Now you are the target of someone who wants that item from you, so he's going to be after you constantly, no matter what, and you're going to be fighting for your life until you either sell that weapon, hand it over, or die. One of the two. One of the three. But we do see that. We have some advice on there. We got some nice new magical items here, fabrics and crystals, and it goes over, the gold amount you'll likely get for them and the abilities of some of these things. It also goes into further about making magical items, rolling up different types of things and adding different abilities to the magical items to make things more interesting in your campaign. Then it goes on to some curses, which you can add to magical items as well, in case you didn't have your own idea of curses or what you want to do. There's a lot of good information here, starting on page 40, going to about page 46, 47, around there, as we get into more things about drugs and, stuff like that. But I have to say the Alchemist is often probably overused in a lot of campaigns, but not as an alchemist here to say. It's usually at the magic shop. When you play the newer editions of mainstream games such as D&D 5e, 4e, 3e, whatever, modern D&D, a magic shop is almost in every town, which kind of makes magic overpowered. It's just easy to get. And the Alchemist, I think, is kind of a way to solve the problem with that. A traveling merchant that's selling items, and not every town has one. So it might be a good idea to bring this to your campaign. Why? The fact that you have to have a class for it, because in the core book you actually can write one up. I don't think it's necessary to write all that up. You could basically just put a name down and you're the GM, and he's pretty much invulnerable to almost everything that the players can do to them, no matter what. So it's really how you want to run your campaign. But the Alchemist is a good class to, or a good NPC to at least have in your campaign if you want mostly to give magical items out or take away. And as I said, as a mission giver. So tell me, have you used Alchemist in your campaign? I'm sure a bunch of you guys have used some type of Alchemist or magic store guy or something like that to give magical weapons out, or have them find magical weapons, or give them missions or whatever. I think it's a great idea, somewhat. I'm on the fence on how to handle it. sometimes, and sometimes I think it might be too overpowered. Sometimes I think it's underpowered. It really depends on running the campaign you want to run. You want to run a high magic campaign, then yeah, bring this guy in, put him everywhere. You want to have that low magic, which Palladium 1E is a very low magic setting as far as 1E is concerned, then don't bring this guy in. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video. If you want to join the channel to help support me, click the link below, which is join the channel, or support theevildm.com/support, which is right here below me, if you can see it. With that said, I'm going to head out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Keep original, keep it old school, and good night, everybody.